Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Outspoken Podcast Brotherhood. We are back live. Ed and Mike here. We're back in business. We all hope you enjoyed the last several episodes. I think we nailed it on that last one about chivalry, even though you didn't know what chivalry was.
Well, Ed, I still fucking don't, but
You still don't. He says he still don't. As you notice, we added a backdrop a little bit to help us out, y'all. We added a little bit of lightning here.
Yeah, we did just move, so forgive the background.
Yes.
We're still putting stuff together.
Still adding some things and changing some things around, everything like that. And we'll see what happens on this episode. I updated everybody recently on Facebook that we are doing a total of 10 episodes. Our season finale of season 1 is going to be epic. It's going to be very epic. We're going to have 3 parts in that season finale. And we will have a special guest host on the show. It's going to be interesting, ain't it, good old buddy?
Well, it's definitely going to be, it's going to be interesting,
It's going to be quite interesting.
Yeah. We think there's a certain group of people out there that are passionate fans like us about a certain category.
Yes.
That are absolutely going to love it. So stay tuned for that if you're curious what the category is. But for today, we're going to draw out of the Jason Aldean hat.
Yeah,
okay?
we are gonna draw the Jason Aldean hat for today, and the next 2 episodes are going to be a little bit different. We'll talk briefly about it by the end of the show.
Oh, please, God, don't be about dating or anything.
I don't know, but
related. I feel like we've done too much of that here recently. Give us something new.
It's like we hit the head over the board. You want to change it up a little bit? You want to mix it up when I draw? He's like, maybe we'll have better luck that way. He's like,
all right.
Here we go.
Here, go ahead. Don't look. What you got? Let me see.
What do you got, buddy?
Ooh!
Whoa! What is a good old buddy? Sure.
Conspiracy theories.
Oh, shit. I'm going to be here for a minute.
Hope you guys have some hours to watch. So, Ed, lead us off on this one.
Conspiracy theories.
What are conspiracy theories? What are they to you? What are some of your favorite conspiracy theories?
Well, let's dive into what conspiracy theories are before we go into our beliefs. Conspiracies. I'm going to take the words out of anybody's mouth. So it's more like something you believe in that could be a myth, whether it's true or it's fake. Something that could be factual, and somebody that build rapport to build up a lie or a rumor. And that's how it turns into be a conspiracy theory, where it's just a made-up idea. But at the same time, there is some conspiracy theories out there, good old buddy, that is very, very, very factual.
Compelling?
Very compelling,
Look
very
at the
factual.
JFK conspiracy theory.
Oh, man.
Did you see when the recent files got dropped? I think this was, this past year or the year before? But a lot of that was exactly what people were saying for over 50 years, that there was, CIA was involved or something like that.
It was definitely an inside job.
Oh, definitely. If you've ever seen the video, there's one video out there that is very compelling. I mean, the magic bullet theory, take it from someone that likes to shoot guns.
Yes.
That magic bullet theory in the JFK assassination, where one bullet traveled and hit all these bones in 2 different people and did not, what's the word I'm looking for? Smash, balloon out, blah, blah, blah. It did not, and they just pulled this out of JFK and it's fully intact, or they pull it out of the guy that was in the passenger seat, I believe, his leg. That's totally the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Well, we can go from JFK to Abe Lincoln.
I don't really know if that's a conspiracy theory, though, bro.
No, what I'm saying is they think the guy that did Lincoln that way, John Wilkes Booth, they think that he was paid from the inside to do that.
And that very well could be. I mean,
that's what I'm talking about.
Look at the conspiracy about mail-in ballots. Okay, That's a good one. Yes. And I'll tell you why that's a good one, because it is proven fact. They've tried to do that forever. during one of Lincoln's elections, they caught the other party doing election fraud with fake mail or fraudulent mail-in.
I mean, I'm going to try to steer away from politics in this one, but
yeah, I do too. But I was just giving a point.
But you do got a very good point that you do bring up. It's been going on since the beginning.
No, it really has.
I mean, it's been going on since the beginning of time, and it's a sad story.
No, it really is, and I don't care what political party you are.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't think there has been some involvement in election fraud, I can't talk tonight, good buddy. But I mean, they've been doing it since the beginning of time. I mean, I think baseball said it best: if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. So.
Oh yeah, I mean, they've been doing it for a long time, and I'm sure there's people in there that we don't know about that is doing some things that they shouldn't be doing. That's some shady.
You got the elites of the world.
You do. You got, and it's all money grab too with a lot of these people. But to other conspiracy theories, how do you feel about Bigfoot? I figure I'll ask you that. How do you feel about Bigfoot?
Bigfoot's funny with me. I'm not like 100% behind Bigfoot, or the Mothman.
Okay.
I'm not. I feel like with today's technology, we would have seen something like that. It's just like the Loch Ness Monster or anything else. I'm not really big supporter of that per se, but I could understand why it does capture people's imaginations. And it does capture mine. One of my favorite things to do when I was a kid, if I would stay at my dad, he used to play 700 WLW. No, that's not the right channel. Coast to Coast AM with Art Bell.
Yeah.
Okay, used to play both. But like they used to talk about the Mothman and Bigfoot and Loch Ness Monster, and I just remember being a kid, and they just really captured a lot of imagination. And I like talking about it, but I'm not 100% sold on those.
If I was to pick one of the three that you mentioned, and I know Mothman's legend in West Virginia, and I've seen the statue of Mothman. I've seen where the hotel that he haunted and the bridge and all that.
Yeah.
Happy ordeal. I even got a picture of Mothman somewhere, but that's beside the point. The statue. If I were to pick something out of those three that you brought up, I think Bigfoot is realistic. I'm not saying that it's real.
Could be.
I'm saying it's more realistic, but I'm not saying it's real.
Well, there could be some type of primate that was more advanced than kind of like a crossbreed between our average, apes and humans. That maybe there was a few around, these past 100 years, a very handful. Maybe they're dying off. Maybe they have a little bit of intelligence, because it does seem like if you talk to people that have either seen Bigfoot or you're looking for footage.
And I'm not saying Bigfoot's real. I'm saying that would be.
Yeah, I mean it's compelling.
And then I would think the next one outside of those three would be Loch Ness. If I had to rank,
they proved that one.
They did to a certain degree. I think they did.
Yeah, I think they proved that was some type of paper or some type of shape that was on top of like a little boat that somebody snapped a picture and it said it is Nessie.
So now you're going to go into Moby Dick.
Well, Moby Dick was a book.
I know. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I'm just kidding with you.
All right.
I'm just kidding with you. But you were talking about shapes and sizes.
But whales exist.
But they do exist.
Yeah. Okay, let's get into another one, because I'd like to try to bring as much as we can up in this episode. I want to bring in the one that there's two I actually do believe in.
Okay, well, go ahead and share them, buddy.
And some people are probably going to call me weird for the second one. I do think 9/11 was an inside job.
I can agree to that.
There's a lot of evidence, and I've seen a lot of documentaries that kind of support that. I do think that one was an inside job. I really do think that also that there was something behind the moon landing back in 60. I believe it was, what was it, 68, 69, somewhere around there. I don't fully believe that one either. Just given that the technology we had at the time, your cell phone has more technology than that spacecraft, and you're telling me you traveled that far to the moon, and yeah, there's just some things that go with that.
Yeah, out of those two, buddy, that you brought up for me, out of all the data that I've watched and I've researched and I've seen from 9/11.
Yeah.
Very sad story to discuss. I won't get into it, but like,
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but I do feel 9/11 was an inside job.
I do feel like our government maybe killed our
It,
own people too.
I feel like it was an inside job,
Yeah.
and it's a very sad
And it's a
story.
sad situation.
And there's just way too much compelling evidence out there on the market if you
Now.
look at it. There's
Yeah.
way, I mean,
Now.
there's way
Now.
compared
Yeah.
to all the others that we just talked about.
I mean, I think Charlie Sheen, we talked about him on another episode, but he was in an interview right after that, and even he said it looked like a demolition. And if you watch the buildings fall, it does look like a demolition. And then you got to explain, I wish we would have done our research a little bit more before we did this episode, because what was the building right next to the towers that didn't get struck by a plane and collapsed?
I know which one you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know which one you're
And
talking
then it
about.
didn't help that the guy that owned all those properties, he took out an insurance policy a couple months before that happened, and it was a pretty big insurance policy. Like, I know you can say coincidence, but there's just a lot of things surrounding 9/11 that I feel. And no, don't get me wrong, it brought us together as a country. Everybody rallied behind it. There was country songs made, this and that, but you just can't convince me that that was actually Al Qaeda. And I think there's also some reports that Bin Laden used to be somewhat ex CIA, I believe, at one point in time in his younger days.
Something like that.
So, I mean, there's just a lot of weird things surrounding 9/11 that, me personally, you can't convince me that wasn't an inside job otherwise. But it hurts me too because, we're supposed to live in a country where, you're free, your government is, they tell you they care about you. But if that certain conspiracy is true, and I think people have done a great job over the years bringing evidence to light, I mean, it just goes to show you for some type of gain, they will get rid of you, the average citizen, to achieve some bigger picture.
I think it's a very sad story, and
right.
it's very, it's a big tragedy in U.S. American history if you look at it as a whole. And I'm glad that we came together as a country after that happened, and I wish our country would come together right now. And we've talked about the reasons why we're not coming together in episode 2 with the divide. But it's very disheartening to see
Yeah.
Where we came from that point to now. And it's like I want to know what's going on with people, and I know everybody's got their own life, their own beliefs, which is fine. That's totally respectful and understandable. But like, it takes all of us to come together as a whole to make things right. And we all come from different backgrounds. We all come from different beliefs, and we all come from different parts of the country.
The sad thing is, Ed, especially with all the technology
Yes.
that the world has now, and we all share social media, blah, blah, blah. It's a lot harder, I think, to cover things like that up nowadays, because back then, you just watched the news, you thought the news was factual. But people are sharing data, people are sharing research, people are sharing their opinions online, and people are, piggybacking off that. We live in a generation now, and I think within the last 10 years that we're actually, between social media and, YouTube and streaming and all the other stuff that's out there, people are gathering and kind of trying to figure things out, where I think at one point in time, I think, the people that kind of ran things looked at us like sheep, or, they'll believe what they're told type thing. Now we're kind of like throwing it back in their face a little bit, like, hey, look at this, look at that, we're connecting dots. I think this happened. And dude, believe it or not, a lot of the conspiracy theorists within the last 30, 40 years, 50 years, it's come out true later on. You know what I mean? Where it's like, if you were a conspiracy theorist and you were like, well, I don't believe this, you were the crackpot. Not so much nowadays. I mean, in my opinion. But what do I know?
I mean, there's just a lot of evidence on what we've talked about, and
Agreed.
I want. This is the only thing I encourage to everybody out there from the topics that we've talked about. I don't want to dive into that, but like, I want everybody sitting here listening to us. I want them to do their own research.
Oh, dude, always do your due diligence.
I want
DD.
everybody. I want everybody to do their own research and look at this stuff for themselves.
Yeah.
Because some of the shit you just can't make up.
Oh,
I'm
no.
sorry, you
Shit,
just can't make it up.
You can't. You
can't make it up. I'm sorry.
There's some shit I have seen in the past where they're like, it's X, Y, and Z, and I'm like, there's no fucking way, bro.
I will say this, and I've talked to you about this, not on the podcast, but I am going to share it on the podcast.
Yeah, dude, share that shit.
Back to 9/11, back to our government. So, with my education in criminal justice, one of the classes I had to take before I graduated was Homeland Security.
I've taken a few of those courses.
And I had to take this. We had to read the book. We had to write a paper on what we're talking about, 9/11. I don't think the topic was 9/11, but it was something related to 9/11 that dealt with Homeland Security. And you will not believe what was stated in the book. And we had to read it. This is the professor's book that we had to read, because they always tell us this is the book we have to have for the class. Now, I'm just going off what the book said. You all can figure that out for yourselves. And in my studies, and I documented this in my paper that I had to type up. I think I had to do a 4 or 5 page paper on this. It does state names in there who's involved with creating ISIS and 9/11.
Oh, I believe that shit wholeheartedly.
And I don't want to upset the viewers, but this is literally what the book said. The book did state in there, and it's black and white. It's in that book. There's no gray area. I'm sorry. It literally tells you in this book, people who was involved with ISIS and Al Qaeda and all those people that was involved in 9/11, allegedly they were all involved.
Yeah.
The Clintons.
Well, we funded that shit.
Yeah.
Bro.
So the Clintons was involved, the Bushes was involved, and the Obamas was involved. All those 3 families right there that are big in our government at those times. Those 2 were highly involved in creating ISIS and 9/11. This is according to the book. That's not me. That's according to the book from what I've studied, what I've seen, what we talked about. And there's just too much writing on the wall to sit here and say that they're not involved.
Listen,
I hate to say it. There's just too much writing on the wall.
In my past, I was always told, don't believe. I do not believe in coincidences.
No, I don't.
Okay, I don't think like that. Never believe in coincidences. But what I will say, well, that's another fucking That's another conspiracy theory. Ed, when you were growing up, and we're going to get on a sensitive subject.
Let's do it.
This is going to be a real sensitive subject. So, for everybody that does listen to this or watch this, whether it's the future or now, blah, 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 whenever you turn this on, listen, if you're going through something, call for help, okay? There is prevention hotlines, blah, blah, blah. I 100% support this.
I do too.
But how many people, Ed, do you know in your past that you know personally that took their own life, had something tragic happen to them where it ended their life, some freak accident? How many people as a whole in your 30-something years of living? And I'm almost 40, and I'm going to tell you mine.
Who took their own life?
I want to know. Yeah. Do you have any friends, people close to you, acquaintances?
My dad's best friend.
So that's, okay, we got one.
He took his own life.
Okay.
I don't know the surrounding stories.
Okay.
We had a coworker.
I've had a coworker too.
We had a coworker that done that.
Yeah. Well, just recently.
Yes, we did. We just had a coworker.
We're not going to talk
recently.
about that, though.
No. Now, are we talking about overdoses, or are we talking about the full bang? Because I know
overdoses are okay.
Okay, so
overdoses are okay.
I know probably about 2 or 3 overdoses.
Okay, so that's we got 4. We got 4 on the board.
Yeah. So I could probably sit here and say I know about 5.
One hand.
One hand, I know about 5.
One hand.
About 5. There could be another one or two.
Would you say 30 plus?
No.
Okay.
Not me personally.
Me personally. Well, me personally, probably one hand too. You know, and I mean, somebody I'm really close to, maybe one or two. My aunt and another coworker back in the past. 30-something plus people. The Clintons. The Clintons have been attached to 30 plus people that he either died tragically, suicide, something weird, foul play, circumstance. That just seems really odd. But let's not keep it political on this show.
Well, the Clintons are definitely tied to something.
Well,
that's all I'm going to say.
This is just conspiracy theories.
That's all I'm going to say.
Because I read them online every day.
Yeah, so I would say the Clintons are definitely tied to something, but that's none of my business.
I mean, even Obama's chef was found, drowned in the pond? Recently?
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, boy. I mean, that stuff happens. Freak accidents happen.
Freak accidents do happen.
They do.
Freak accidents do happen.
But, still a little weird. Okay, I got a pond. I ain't found any of my friends dead out there. I'm just fucking saying. Yeah, I look at that pond every day. I'm not saying, Ed, where you at in that motherfucker?
What about Nixon's Watergate?
Well, I mean, that's not really a conspiracy theory.
How long did it take him to prove that?
It took him a minute, but that means
at first,
they had evidence.
But at first, that was conspiracy. I mean, I'm saying at first.
But if you don't...
at first.
But later, that shit was confirmed.
Confirmed.
That shit is history.
Yeah, shit is history. That ruined him.
I did.
That ruined him.
But that was before my time, too.
That was, but I learned about it.
I mean, I did, too. I mean, Nixon seemed to have a lot of support back then, though.
He did.
From the nation.
He did.
Until maybe that kind of...
That hit him.
Yeah, that hit him pretty hard.
That was not good.
No,
but
it wasn't good.
I mean, you did bring up a good topic. When you said the Clintons and suicide stuff, but yeah, that's some pretty sad stuff.
Yeah,
and I just want to encourage.
I just think it's weird, man.
It is. It's weird.
Another conspiracy theory.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I do not want to get political on the show.
I know you don't.
I'm not. Never mind. I'm not getting political on the show.
No.
No matter how much money someone's won in the stock market, and fucking, we're gonna leave that one alone.
Well, since I can agree to that. But anyway, since we're not going to get political, there is
what other ones you got?
2 things that I do believe.
Okay.
There's 2.
Yeah.
One is, I hate to say it. Fuck. One is political and the other one is not political.
Okay.
So let's attach the one that's not political first.
Let's do it.
So the one that I think, man, I believe in Megalodon.
Ed.
I believe in Megalodon.
Megalodon was real, bro.
Yeah, but I think they're still living, and they say they're not living.
Well, I mean, but look at it like this. That's not really a conspiracy theory in my eyes.
I know.
Because he was living at one point. It's just like in the 90s when people said the giant squid was a conspiracy.
And they found
later, they found it alive. They used to find dead bodies on beach shores.
Yeah.
But Megalodon could be alive.
I think Megalodon
because dude, we haven't explored 80-90% of the ocean.
We don't know. We don't know what's down there.
We know more what's in our constellation than we know in our own ocean.
Yeah,
and that's true.
That's true.
Or the Bermuda. Oh,
yeah.
Ooh, Bermuda Triangle.
Oh shit!
Did you see the shit about this recently?
No, tell me.
So, what do you think about the Bermuda Triangle? What do you know about it? Tell the people what you know about it. What you think about it.
I think there's some odd and shady stuff that happens in that triangle, and that's all I'm going to say.
Well, scientists, and you guys can Google this. Please Google this.
Yeah,
Fact check me.
Google it, please.
Google it. Recently, they're trying to say they found with some type of radar or something like that, or they found structures underneath the ocean that's within the Bermuda Triangle. And if that's true, maybe that has something to do with, I'm not saying there's aliens that live in the ocean. I am saying that. But what I'm saying is, you never know. And that's another thing. Well, let's leave aliens and UFOs, extraterrestrials, UAPs.
Oh, we're going to
for
talk about
last.
it eventually.
Yeah, but let's make that the banger for last.
I would say another one, now that one just came to my mind.
Pyramids.
And it's not political. What?
The pyramids.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see that stuff where they did the radar on those too?
I
And they got like structures underneath.
I did see that.
Or like pillars.
Yeah.
Underneath the pyramids.
I did see that.
Like they go like really, really deep. Nobody knows what it is.
I did see
but
that.
that's weird.
I did see that.
Now let me ask you. Okay, conspiracy.
So I did thought of another one while we're talking. The Titanic stuff. We all know the Titanic. Okay?
Oh, I know what you're getting ready to. I believe this shit.
Wait a minute. We all know about the Titanic, right? We all know about it.
We've all seen the movie.
We all seen
At least most of us have.
So the owner.
Yep.
He owned two ships. He owned two.
He swapped them.
I think he swapped them. But when he swapped them, he pulled his insurance off of the Titanic.
Yes, he did.
So he was living somewhere with all that money.
But let's talk about this for a second, okay? I mean, we're talking conspiracy theories, but let's talk about this shit for a second. Because if he swapped the Titanic, okay, and he pulled the insurance money, how do you talk the person that is driving the boat to actually... I mean, I think if I read right or I've seen documentaries, the ship was already damaged.
It was.
Yeah. I think if I remember right, because I've seen
it wasn't thoroughly damaged, but damaged enough.
And they say an iceberg, but there was survivors on the boat that did make it back to America that said it was an iceberg.
Yes.
A lot of people died.
Yes.
But there is some weird things
There's
that go
some
around.
Shady stuff
There's
that
some
goes
shady stuff
with
around the Titanic. And I admit that too. I've seen that documentary,
I have too.
and that would not surprise me. Almost like we talked about the dude pulling the insurance policies on the Twin Towers. I mean, it's just some weird coincidences at an odd time, right before these buildings fall or this ship sinks. Is all I'm saying.
I mean, here's my thing: if you're pulling the insurance and you switch boats, and the boat that is supposed to be a boat that
they built two.
Yeah. The boat Titanic is never supposed to sink, and you're telling me a little iceberg took it out?
Well, have you ever seen a fucking iceberg yet?
Okay, but we are talking about the ship that's built to never sink.
I'm just saying.
And I think that's a conspiracy theory in itself.
I don't know. I do like that one. Now, I don't know how I feel about that one.
I think it's conspiracy.
I don't know how I feel that one. I've seen that documentary where people say that, where he switched the ships because he knew it would sink. But and I mean, there is a lot of evil people out there for greed that would kill innocent people. You know, some people are going to drown. You only have so many lifeboats. And there's something about the lifeboats, about those ships when they switch.
Yes.
Because
they didn't have
the Titanic had enough. This ship
didn't have enough.
That's
weird.
I think, now, people in the comments, if you do watch this video and you disagree, you want to fact check, maybe I'm wrong. But I could have sworn I seen something about that.
Yeah,
okay?
That was weird. They did have enough lifeboats for the people. That's a little odd. So I think that guy got greedy with his money. I think he paid somebody off on the boat who's running the boat to accidentally wreck the boat. That's just my conspiracy theory.
I mean, that's not a bad conspiracy theory because there are small facts. I mean, he seemed to be evil if he did do that, and then you can't forget.
How do you switch boats and pull the insurance?
No, but I mean,
explain that to me.
Well, explain how that evil bitch Rose let Leo die taking the door. I mean, was that factual or was that?
Oh shit!
Maybe a movie.
That is so.
There was room on that door for two.
There was room for two.
I'm just saying. If I was Leo, I would have kicked her off that door and I would have taken that Purple Heart. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, God.
Okay, that's another episode for a different topic. Back to conspiracy theories.
Good Lord, please forgive us as we both have saddened, damaged, broken, fragile hearts.
Oh, buddy. It's funny you think I still have one. That was stepped on a long time ago. Anyway, shattered.
Oh, goodness. Alrighty, everybody. We finished a great topic. We just talked about the Titanic, and we're continuing here with conspiracy theories. I'm going to bring up another one while we're talking about it here. Man. This one is political. The 2020 election with all the ballots.
And I'm going to keep politics out of this video.
Yeah, but if you think about it, they were actually throwing the ballots in the trucks. And
what's the name of that documentary we watched?
2,000 Mules. Everybody needs to watch
if
that.
If everybody watches that, because here's the thing, I watched it, and there's a lot of compelling evidence in that.
There's a lot of evidence that they have, and they have names on people and everything. So there's all kinds of things. I'm going to refer you all to 2,000 Mules. Hate it or love it. They got the facts out there. The things are happening. They even have evidence now where the Michigan State Police got involved in the Michigan vote count.
Well, you remember the shit with Nick Shirley? He was the young investigator out in was it Minneapolis with the daycares?
Yes,
and all that.
Yes, I know who you're talking about. I mean,
look at Doji coming in, uncovering, fraud, this and that. I mean, if you guys don't think that they tell you one thing and then sometimes it turns out to be a whole nother.
Yep.
I mean, do your own research.
Do your research, guys. It's out there. I mean, whether you agree with it or disagree with it, it's all out there.
You could be the biggest Democrat watching this video.
Yep.
Just watch their research. You might still tell me I'm a liar, but the research is there. Google it.
The proof is there.
Listen, I'm not Google. Listen, fact check me. Please fact check me.
And before we get on...
And I'm not saying Google's right.
Yeah, and before we get on to a big conspiracy theory, I'm going to bring up another one real quick.
Oh, I got a couple myself.
Well, yes and no, it's a conspiracy theory. People say it is.
What is it?
Jack the Reaper.
Bro, those killings really happened, bro.
Jack the Reaper. Yeah, but they're saying it didn't.
Who the fuck is saying it didn't?
I'm just... Because they didn't get to kill her.
Well, fuck, bro.
I'm not me. Not me.
Listen,
I'm just saying.
Did they ever get, who was that fucker out in San Francisco? The Zodiac. Did they ever get the fucking Zodiac?
That's true, too.
That's a conspiracy right there. Did we get the Zodiac?
Exactly.
Did we not get the Zodiac?
Sure.
Watch the movies. Watch the documentaries. Did we actually get the Zodiac? But those killings were real.
I think the problem with Reaper, you could probably agree with me because we're both in this line of work. Or we used to be in this line of work.
Used to be.
I think...
I'm a trash man now.
I think... That is so old. Like, it's way back then.
You're just going off documented writings.
You're going off of documents.
You could even say, oh, I don't know if the people or you are ready for this. Are you ready?
Go for it.
People even say the Bible is a conspiracy theory. Old writings.
Oh, boy.
I think I just opened up a can of worms.
Yeah, because they do say it's copied from another one to another one to another one.
There's so many religions, but honestly, back then, how are you going to get people to behave? It's like, if you rape, pillage, and kill, you'll go to hell. If you're good, you'll go to heaven, eternal life. Even the Muslims, you'll get 17 virgins if you're good. Just saying, bro. Everything can be a conspiracy theory. I'm not saying, listen, I'm not discrediting anything.
I know, this is a conspiracy theory show. And you brought up a good point. Because the Bible has been copied multiple times.
Multiple times, translated different times. Old Testament, New Testament.
Yeah, because it was actually written, quote me if I'm wrong here, Mike. Was it written in Latin or Hebrew, and then they brought it to English?
I want to say it was Hebrew.
Yeah,
now, people in the comments that... Listen, I'm not the most religious guy. Yeah. Ed's a little bit more than me. Yeah. If you know just send it in the comments. I mean,
yeah, I can't,
we're not going to argue with you. We might be wrong. I mean...
Yeah, I can't remember. But yeah, it was originally written in that, and then they translated over to English after multiple documents were made to translate it back over. So that way the Christian faith can read it and believe in it. But that, like I said, that is a conspiracy theory. Um, you believe what you want to believe. We're not going to tell you anything different.
I mean, you have the right to believe what you want to believe.
You do. You do.
I'm not here to
Myself,
anyone.
I do believe in God and Jesus Christ, Lord
Of course.
Himself, and the Holy Ghost. But that's a different topic for a different day.
Yeah.
Go ahead with the couple that you brought up before we get into the big one.
So, I mean, recently, now, again, this is a conspiracy I'm not really sure about. Some of you might be fans about this if you're in the conspiracy theories, but Kurt Cobain and Marilyn Monroe, I recently read that they opened both those cases up. Because, as you know, Kurt Cobain, unfortunately, maybe have taken his own life. And I don't remember if Marilyn Monroe was an overdose, maybe taking her own life too with some type of medication. But they're starting to reopen these cases, and please Google this, do your own research, that maybe there was foul play involved. And I don't know, especially, I don't know Marilyn Monroe that well. So if somebody does watch this, please put some facts in the comments and challenge me. But I know Kurt Cobain, there was some weird things, like even the shotgun was like under his body and things like that. He had such an amount of, I guess, drugs in his system that they're saying now that it would be incredibly hard with to be that intoxicated or that out of it to actually put a gun to your head, from what I'm hearing. Again, these are some fun things you can look up, especially if you like things like these. Go, look them up, have your imagination run wild. Tell me what you think. But there's quite a few things that are funny around both of those, from what I read. And, I would not be surprised, especially given the time era, because Marilyn Monroe, you want to talk about I mean, she was married to Joe DiMaggio, who was one of the best Yankees of all time. I mean, obviously, she was, from what I believe, at one point messing around with JFK.
Yeah.
I don't know. Those are two figures in life that kind of changed. They had such a great celebrity status in their own right in different things. I mean, I remember when Nirvana was.
That is true.
Grunge rock, that was huge in America. And then, I mean, he was married to Courtney Love, and, you never know.
Yeah, that's...
Not saying Courtney Love killed him.
Quite interesting they're bringing...
Love killed him.
Yeah, quite interesting they reopen all these cases.
I like the fact that they are, though. I do. After so many years later, especially if you didn't have the technology back then, it kind of goes back to the Zodiac. Because, I mean, every few years, once we advance in technology, how many, like, serial rapists have they caught, just in recent years, like within the past 10, 15 years, that were, they collected DNA samples from these, sexually abused women, or, sexual assaults back in the 70s, 80s. They couldn't test nothing back then.
Dang,
but now we have the technology where we can, and it actually comes back to DNA on file, and these people actually get justice served, even if they're in their older, days, but at least justice is getting served, not to make it right, but you get what I'm saying.
Well, you can jump right into the Epstein files since we're talking about it.
Well, that's, I mean, here's the one thing I do know. Epstein's suicide is what you want to talk about.
Might as well go through it all. Everybody says there's all kind of conspiracy things, from him to his death to the Clintons to everything, because they're all tied together.
Well, Billy did ride on that plane quite a bit.
Oh, Bill.
Oh, Billy.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Well, Monica certainly had semen on that dress.
Monica definitely did do something.
I think that dress is in a museum right now.
Because she still talks about it.
Well, I mean, that was her one claim to fame. She blew the most important man in America. Let me stop. Let me stop. And he could have picked better. She didn't even swallow. She spit right back on her dress. It's disgusting.
Remember, he is with Hillary, so he had to do better at something.
Dude, I look at a girl that...
And believe me, I'm a marriage guy, Christian guy, but God, listen, he's married to Hillary.
This was even in the 90s, like... If you didn't swallow, I looked at you like a fucking Atari. Like, they still make you? Like, what the hell?
Oh, shit.
Okay, maybe Mike's had one or two many. I apologize about that.
Well, they've reopened the investigation into the Epstein death.
As they fucking should. Well, here's the thing. I'm not saying the dude did not commit suicide. Okay, I'm not saying that at all. All right? I mean, even the current FBI says he committed suicide, which I do not believe.
No,
but
I don't
what I'm saying is this. If you had that much blackmail on all these powerful people, I mean, you've seen the emails with Bill Gates. Oh, well, I caught this disease, with these hookers out in Russia. How do you get ready? Blah,
Right.
blah, blah, blah. All I'm saying is this. If you had the most dirt on some of the most powerful people in America, or the world, not just America, the world, Prince Andrew, if you had all this powerful stuff, I mean, somebody's going to want to take you out before that stuff comes to light, especially if they think that you are facing life in prison.
I mean, man, there was...
Or whatever his sentence was going to be. At the same time, could I see a man that was... He had money, he was rich, he was powerful, he slept with new women every night, whether they were underage or not. I don't know. But I'm saying you're going to take that guy and throw him in the slammer for the rest of his life. His life is done. He's not going to live the same. He's not going to enjoy life the same. Could I see him committing suicide? Yes. But could I see somebody that maybe he had some dirt on, making some things happen, and there's some weird things around that too, like
Bro, he had a
camera
lot...
footage disappearing, the two CEOs that slept, why it happened, they weren't even doing their rounds. Now, I will say this, I'm going to come clean about something. I am an ex-corrections officer. Do corrections officers sleep? Yes. Do they always do their rounds? No. I'm just saying, it's a fun topic to talk about.
Yeah, I was in that line of work at one point myself, but like there is so much dirt on Epstein. There's so much background. There's so much feedback.
I mean,
but I do want to clear the air on something. I do want to clear the air on something while we're talking about Epstein and the Clintons and politicians and everything. This is where I'm going to tell people to do their research.
Oh, please do.
I'm only doing this, and I'm asking you nicely and politely and kindly, but everybody says Trump is tied to Epstein.
I'm going to leave politics out of this.
But I will say this. Of course his name's in the documents because he turned Epstein in.
Well, he was fucking Stormy McDaniels too at one point.
He was. But that's all I'm going to say.
Good for him.
So if you look at the documents, and if you're the man who turned Epstein in and kicked you out of his fucking place,
Mar-a-Lago,
what do you think is going to be in those documents?
Yeah.
And I'm just going to leave it at that. I want everybody to do their research.
Do your research.
People can hate him. People can love him. People can do whatever.
I mean, whatever.
But, like, that's all I will say on that topic, because a lot of people get that blown out of proportion.
Yeah, but they're going to,
And people are going to believe what they want to believe. But in all fairness, I want to talk this from experience from a second, because I was in this line of work. You was in this line of work.
Yeah.
Okay? Anytime, people, when there's an investigation, they have names. And when I mean names, they don't just have suspect or suspects. They have victims, witnesses, evidence. They have everything from top to bottom. They even got conspiracy theories and witnesses and doctors and all that hoopla thrown in there. I don't think people understand how much goes into an investigation.
No, there's a lot that goes into it, and also people don't understand that you can't really throw out all that information, especially for the victims.
No, you can't, and it's all confidential because of the victim's sake.
But at the same time, there's two parts of me. Mm-hmm. One, what he just said.
Yes.
One, what he just said.
Mm-hmm.
But another, a big reason I don't think you fully got the full Epstein files was not only to protect victims and this and that, especially going to protect the rights, but also I do believe no matter how much I am a Republican,
There is names tied in there.
I
Sorry.
do believe there are names tied in the Republican Party that I wouldn't necessarily think Trump could really throw them under the bus, because I think Blondie said it the best.
Mm-hmm.
She said if the Epstein files came out, it would crash the whole system.
I think
Do
it
you
would too.
remember that?
Yes, because I think
And
I think a lot of people are tied into that.
yeah, I think both parties are fucked.
Even the elites, the people that have
everybody.
money,
Listen,
everybody from the top,
the whole system,
top,
how you live. Okay, how you live. The people that make this system, they are fucked. They don't go to jail for anything they ever do, but at the same time, they would be fucked.
Well, not only the government, but I think even the elites that have all the money in the world, I think they're tied to
they're
this
fucked.
too.
They're
all
fucked.
fucked. They're all tied.
You know, me and a guy recently had a conversation about this exact topic.
Yeah.
And because my argument was, if you're that rich and you're that powerful, why would you want to do stuff like this? You know what I mean? But somebody made a good point to me. Somebody actually made a valid point to me. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. I think it's wrong. But like, if you had so much power, you had so much money, and you could buy anything you ever wanted, after so long, you're going to get bored. I mean, you're going to get bored. You can have anything you want in life. You're going to get bored. So then you're going to start trying to get that feeling or that rush, doing things that you might not necessarily are allowed to do. Okay? I don't know if that makes any sense.
Yeah, that does make complete sense.
It I mean, it's like, when Alex Jones exposed, he was in the woods taking video of that big, they had a big structure that was on fire, and it was a bunch of people getting together, a big seance, but it was elites and things like that. If you have that much power, I believe you get bored after a while, and you're just looking for things to kind of, excite you. And maybe those things are not necessarily the right things or legal things to do.
I don't know. I don't know what goes in the minds of some people.
No, but I've never been a millionaire either.
Yeah, I never been either. So, this will bring us to the biggest conspiracy of all time. And I think rightfully so. We'll be talking quite a bit on this one. And you know exactly where I'm going right now. We are going to talk about the aliens and the UFOs.
UFOs? Ed. No way.
I think they're real.
Oh, I definitely think they're real. And I've actually seen some shit in my life where I think they're real. But it is what it falls.
Alrighty. Yeah, aliens and UFOs. And I know Mike's got a lot to say about this.
Yeah.
And I know I got some things to say about it. Before I let Mike dive into it, I will say this much. Do I think aliens exist? I think there's a possibility. I'm not going to sit here and say they do. I'm going to sit here and say there is a possibility. Do I believe in UFOs? Possibly, if there's aliens, because they're the ones who run it. Or they have the modern technology like your buddy Elon Musk does. Maybe they control the UFOs. I don't know. But I do know there is a lot out there in our solar system that nobody knows about. And it's awful odd we got these pictures of these UFOs and we have Area 51 in Nevada that nobody wants to talk about.
I don't think they're there anymore. S4.
I don't know. Maybe they moved them. Maybe they put them somewhere else.
Well, I do think they were at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base for a minute.
Okay.
Project Paperclip. Look that up.
Okay.
Look it up. So anyway, let me get into this. So, have I seen things in my life that were weird? Absolutely. At one point in time when I was young, I did see an anti-gravitational craft. I did grow outside of Wright-Patterson Air Force Base too. Do I think people call that a TRB-3, even though that is another conspiracy theorist in itself? Yeah. Conspiracy theory in itself. Yes. But I have seen one. I have seen a black flying triangle that just stood still. Did have no propulsion. I've seen that. Now, do I think that was military and not aliens? Yeah, that's just my personal opinion. But do I believe in aliens? Like Ed said, that we have galaxies and galaxies and galaxies, and we don't even know much about ours, which is what the Milky Way galaxy.
We're in the Milky Way.
There's a lot of weird stuff out there. I mean, crop circles and all that stuff. I like the podcast with Joe Rogan and Bob Lazar. I mean, Bob Lazar was supposedly somebody that worked at S4. I mean, he came out with his story in the 80s. There were some things that were right, but like Element 115 and some things like this that came out true years later, about 20 years later. I do like George Knapp and what Jeremy Corbell are doing, especially with releasing footage that they get. Trump has released some footage, even though that footage, I do think he's getting some backlash with these UFO files that are coming out, or they call them UAP. A lot of this footage, I think, is what the Pentagon has that are kind of like low tier, kind of blurry, blah, 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 blah. But
I think it is, buddy. We're never going to know the whole
now,
truth.
I do think we'll know the truth. I think they're just gearing you up. I do think it's a slow trickle. I don't think they're putting out all the best evidence, and I do think they're getting some pushback, especially from some people that are probably profiting. Like they do say, like, some of these crafts, Lockheed Martin has, a few of these other companies. I don't know. It's definitely weird, especially with they do have on tape these crafts go underwater. Not only can they fly like super fast and high up in the sky, but they dive right into the ocean. That's why when I brought up the Bermuda Triangle and the structures they found with radar underneath the water, I find that interesting. But yeah, I do think they're real. I do think, if there is another more advanced civilization out there, or multiple that are watching us, I believe it would be like us watching an ant farm. They're watching us grow, they're watching what we can do. And I heard a theory one time that I really did agree with. It was like, if you were an advanced technology and you were observing a new species or a upcoming intelligent species, would you let them know that you were there, or would you just observe them, watch what they can create, because maybe they can create something you haven't created yet? And I always found that to be an interesting topic. Now, I know also, there's always the conspiracy theories that aliens help humans build the pyramids, and if you look at the hieroglyphics, you actually see, UFOs and things like in the hieroglyphics, just like old paintings like Leonardo da Vinci, where there's a UFO famously in one of his paintings. But you got to think, like, back then, people didn't have social media, they didn't have newspapers. How do you share that information? You put it in a picture, and you try to share that with the next generation. Um, but I do believe in a higher intelligence than us, because I look at it like this: if these beings, and it's not the human race, can make it to Earth, they obviously have so much more far advanced technology than us, that they're probably, if not millions, billions, thousands years ahead of us. And there's also been, um, conspiracy theorists that said these aren't really aliens from another planet. They're us from the future, and we're time traveling. And we're not ready to learn that yet, because they still look at us like a primitive society. I mean, we still fight and go to war over, greed, money, gold, religion, things like that. If anything, even though some people don't look at us like the primitive primate age, in a way we really are. And the only way, in my opinion, that we're going to become a one world civilization is if we found out the truth that there is other civilizations out there and other worlds, and we have to combine. We have to come together. It's not just, I want your land, I want yours, I want your oil, I want yours. No. We are a one world nation. That's the only way I could ever see that happening, if it was true. Now, I don't know if it was true. I've never actually seen little green men myself, or grays, or reptilians, whatever you want to talk about. But I will tell you this. We live in a big universe, and only maybe 0.00001% has been explored with the technology we have. I'm sure there's things out there, even in our own universe, not others, that we probably can't explain and probably be new to us. I think scientists, there was something I read a few years ago where they found around a local sun in another universe what they think is a gyrosphere. And that is something in science that we kind of came up with that would be like, hey, that is how we could kind of harness power. If you don't know what that is, please look it up. Google it. You'll find it. Black Knight satellite, whether that's true or not, whether that's real, but there is something that has been orbiting the Earth for a couple thousands of years from what people in history have wrote about. I mean, there's a lot of stuff, whether it's radio signals that, we pick up, blah, blah, blah. But there's a lot of stuff that's out there that we don't know. And I will say this. I think the reason the slow trickle is in effect is because I'm not sure as a human society, especially with some of the religions and, populations out there, especially other countries, that could handle that truth right now. Ed, take it away.
I can agree with you on that. I don't think people can handle the whole truth. I don't think they can handle the truth in reality, to be honest with you, let
No.
alone handle the truth with UFOs
I
and
mean, we
aliens.
fight over politics. We fight over religion. I mean, can you imagine? Well, can you imagine if that bombshell hit tomorrow, what it would do to society? Society as a whole. Not just me and you, but society as a whole. It would wreck people.
I think it would be a wake-up call.
I think it would be a good wake-up call.
I think it would too.
But I do think because I think it would wreck people. Especially in some countries where religion is everything.
Yeah, but I think it would be a good wake-up call. I'm not saying we need it now, but I think one day we need this wake-up call, and I think we need to come to reality. And
yeah.
I think we need to figure out the science behind it all, let alone the realistics behind it.
Yeah.
But I think it's something that needs to happen in time, not necessarily all at once.
Yeah,
I think this is something that you need to just feed to us slowly in time.
And I think they're doing that right now.
Yeah, and I think you need to walk. I think you need to crawl before you walk here.
Yeah, I think they're letting little clips out.
Yeah.
And some of these clips I've seen, especially online,
Yes.
when the White House put them out, some of them I can't explain. Some of them are compelling. Some of them, it's like, my iPhone can get better footage.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. There's some of this stuff I don't understand, and I've seen it, some of it myself. I haven't seen all of it. I've seen a little bit of it.
Yeah.
I've always been intrigued by science anyway.
Me too. I like science. I'm a science guy.
I do like science. I do like science.
I look at it like this. If this stuff is really happening, I do think we're in the right direction about letting it out. Like Lou Elizondo. I mean, he was a guy that kind of became a whistleblower the past few years.
I think the right time to put all this out. Excuse me. I think the right time to put some of this out. Maybe not all of it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. That's okay if you all agree or disagree at home as well. I think the time to bring a lot of this out, not all of it, a lot of it, is once we get through this political divide in this world.
Oh, dude, I don't think that's going to be anytime soon.
But I think once we get through that, or most of it, I think it'll be a great time to bring some of this out.
Yeah.
And that's why I think it's coming out slowly, because people are so divided, because people are like, no, and it's like, really?
Well, if you've been told something, here's the thing about human beings.
Yeah.
And I'm one of them, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
People don't like to be told something that they're not taught.
No, they don't.
Okay.
No, they don't.
So it's kind of like the boomers, for example. You were born. You go to church. God, country. blah blah blah. I mean, and next thing you know, Fox News or CNN is showing you flying discs that are flying over Orlando, Florida, doing backflips and all kinds of crazy shit. I mean, that just changed your whole life. And I'm not even talking about boomers. Think about the people, I mean, people, like in India or China or, I mean, dude, you are changing the course of history of how mankind, the human race, has, you know, went through their lives. I mean, it's crazy. But at some point in time, here's the question: do you peel the Band-Aid off slowly?
Yeah. In this situation, you do.
You don't. You don't just rip it off.
I think you have to, and I think it's.
I do too.
And I think it's because.
I do too.
And I think it's because we're divided.
I do too.
I think it's not only.
I don't even think it's America though. I mean, it's.
I think it's.
You got to think. You put some stuff out there.
Yes.
Like that. You put some solid proof. Like, hey, these things are watching us. They're flying in our skies. We can't explain it. Even Obama admitted it. There's something. But what I'm saying is, you don't even have to just get the approval from the United States. I mean, you need approval from, at least the big three. And that's China, Russia, America.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the UK, if I was going to guess. You have to get approval. I know Japan's kind of put out some stuff recently on this.
Yes.
Because they try to follow, like, America's, kind of path with this subject. They've put out some of their own things, but at the same time, I mean, there's a lot of people out in this world. If you told them that this was true tomorrow, one, that just proves that your government's lie to you.
Well, and
two, I don't think they're ready for it.
Well, I think some of this is true, and the other stuff may be far-fetched, but I do think some of it is true. The question is how much of it is true? That's all I'm going to ask.
That's the thing.
How much of it is true?
You're never fully gonna. No, I would hope this comes out before my lifetime, because I'll be honest with you, since I was a kid, this was the one topic, the one question I've had my entire life. Are we alone? I want to know.
I don't think we are.
I don't think we are, but at the same time, I want the evidence.
Yeah. It'll happen in time, I think. I don't think it'll come all at once.
No, I don't think so either.
But time will tell. We'll see what happens. Before we go to the ending part of this show, let's throw out some conspiracy theories where we don't think is conspiracy theories.
Oh, I like that. Do you have any in mind?
I do, but I'll let you take the realms on this.
Take the realms on shit.
For the first part, yeah. Go for it. Just name them out. Just name them out. What do you think is not a conspiracy theory? I already told you one. I told you Megalodon's not, in my opinion. Go ahead.
Well, you said Megalodon's not a conspiracy theory. That's fair. I already said, I kind of went through the episode and kind of named mine. I mean, JFK has definitely been proven, in my opinion.
Yeah, JFK's been proven.
Aliens, I'm always going to stand by that. Or extraterrestrials. I think they're real. That's my biggest one. 9/11 was definitely an inside job, in my opinion. I think the moon landing, I don't think that shit's happened.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Okay. For me, it would have to be. I do think JFK was an inside job.
I do think that one.
I do believe in Megalodon because there's people out there who say it's a conspiracy. I do believe in Jack the Reaper. I don't think they ever got caught because it was so far behind. But there is a lot of evidence out there if you look at all the research and the documents and everything that's out there. I think that was just a different time in the world where a lot of things happen that we can't explain. Unfortunately, we never did catch the person. All we can do is do better from that and learn from that.
That's an interesting one for me.
And
like the Zodiac.
And I would say the fraud that's out there with these elections and government stuff. I do believe in that. I think there's too many hands in the pot, and I think it needs fixed. But I don't know if it can ever be fixed.
Yeah, I don't think it can.
And I'm not taking sides on this. And I think there's just too many hands in the pot, and from everybody. Hopefully one day they can get it fixed or corrected. That's all I will say on that.
Ooh!
Oh, what?
One conspiracy I don't that I think is true.
Yeah.
I do believe my ex-wife was a lying whore.
Yeah. Oh goodness. So, like I said, I do believe in the fraud stuff's going on. I wish they would get it all fixed, taken care of, and I don't think it's conspiracy theories like people put it out there to be. One of the biggest new ones in the news world. It's happened within the last year or so. We haven't talked about it.
Say it before we go off air.
The Charlie Kirk assassination that everybody wants to talk about.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now, everybody.
I'm going to differ with you on this one.
This is my take. I think there's a lot of evidence out there. I just hope they got the right person who did the crime. I hope they did. I'm not going to sit here and say they didn't. I've been watching this trial just like everybody else has.
This is a good one.
I
I believe he's a patsy.
You believe what?
I believe he's a patsy.
What do you mean?
Like Lee Harvey Oswald was a patsy. I believe there's more to it.
Well, I'm not going to deny that. I mean, I think there's.
I mean, it's just like Cooks.
I do think there's more to the story than what we're being told.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think there's more to the story, but I just hope they got the guy who did it, and I hope justice is served. I hope everything's taken care of.
Yeah.
But that's the only question.
Here's the thing. Before we go off air,
yeah,
I will tell you this.
Yeah.
Do I think Charlie Kirk really got shot? Because people have a conspiracy about this, about his microphone exploding and all this other shit. I think he really got shot.
I mean, I've
shot guns.
Yes.
If you look at the way the bullet goes in the neck, and it was viral.
Yes.
I think it was really a shot.
Yes.
Do I believe it was that kid? I can't say yes or no.
I can't either.
And Cooks, one thing that these two had in common, and I'm talking about the Butler attempted assassination with President Trump too. The one thing they had in common was it seemed like after these things happened, like these kids got scrubbed. Like there was, I mean, especially Cooks. Like his computers were scrubbed. Blah blah blah. They started washing the roof like immediately after it happened. It was just weird, bro.
Well, the other thing I'll mention about the Butler one. It bothers me.
I'm just saying, there's a lot more we should know about that kid.
Yeah.
And we don't know anything.
This is what bothers me about that.
And he was in a BlackRock commercial.
Wow. Okay.
You didn't know that?
I did not know that.
Oh,
but this is what bothers me about that one. I think some people of power of money, and I'm not going to sit here and say who. That's not for me to judge or say.
Right.
But there is evidence out there, people. Look it up. That kid was paid to do what he did in Butler.
You think he was paid?
There's bank transactions where he got paid, bro.
He got back? I mean,
yeah, it's out there.
Is it?
Look it up on the internet. It is out there.
That is fucking
He got
weird.
paid from a foreign transaction bank to do this stuff.
Well, that's like, well, again, I think that was an inside job too. But at the same time, if you were going to do an inside job like that,
yeah,
Democrat. If you were going to do something like that, you would probably make it look the angle like it was like fucking Israel or somebody, you know.
But I'm not going to sit here and say who did it, what did it, but there is evidence out there. The kid did get paid. There was bank transactions. I mean, I'm not.
And I'm sure they had a part to play in wiping his fucking history.
They did.
The craziest thing about me with that story,
is
the parents.
Yeah, you don't even hear about them.
Well, no, but like, what happened with the parents?
I want to know what happened too.
They wouldn't talk about it?
No, they don't.
Wouldn't fucking...
No.
I mean, I get it. If my son did some horrendous shit, I wouldn't want to talk about it either personally. But at the same time, it's like, do you think the parents were fucking paid off? Or do you think, like, I don't know what the fuck happened, but all I'm saying is, it's a weird situation.
It goes back to those bank transactions
I will say this shit.
telling you about.
I will say this shit. If this was Obama or anybody else, you would know everything about this kid, everything he did wrong since he was in kindergarten.
Yep.
That is all I'm going to say. But it's like this kid does not exist.
I know.
Which is weird. But with the Charlie Kirk kid, kind of the same thing. He's still alive. But I don't know, dude. That one's weird to me. I do think Charlie Kirk got shot. I don't think it was... I don't know. He got shot off a rooftop, but I'm not saying that kid acted alone. Is all I'm saying.
This is all I'm going to say. I don't know who did it. I hope it's who they got. I hope justice is served.
I don't think
he acted alone.
I don't think he did.
I think something else is going on with it.
Yeah.
Time will tell.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, if the kid actually shot Charlie Kirk, I know Charlie was a controversial figure. Yeah. He was to some.
He was to some.
I liked Charlie. I liked his videos and shit.
Yeah.
But what I will say is this, is like, if he actually got shot because of his controversial views,
yeah,
I just feel like there would be a lot more evidence than what we really have. I mean, there was shit this kid... Like, you see, like, CCTV of the kid jumping down off the roof of the school, and, like, if you have a rifle in your pants, I don't know how many people that actually watch this have shot a rifle.
They said he broke it down. I don't know.
Bro, there's no fucking way. It was like a 20-06, wasn't it?
30-06.
30-06 is what I meant. But fucking...
Yeah, I don't know.
Dude, but it was like one from, like, the fucking 60s.
I know.
Like, come on, dude. Like, it's really fucking weird. I'm not going to say it's not true. Because that one, I don't know. But all I'm saying is, you know. Oh, shit! What about Luigi shooting that CEO of the health fucking company? Yeah, that's for another time.
I don't know about that one. But,
guy caught his ass at McDonald's or Burger King.
Yeah, that's a wild story.
Yeah, that's a weird thing.
This is all I will say about Charlie Kirk, and then we'll do our final take.
All right. We already did our final take.
Well, he said final take. You know, I hope they figure all this out.
I do too.
I think Charlie Kirk is our modern day MLK.
God damn.
A lot of people feel that way. I'm not the only one that feels this way. I think he's a modern MLK.
Okay.
Hopefully they do like a big Memorial Day for him one day and stuff like that. I'm sure. Eventually, I know it'll take some time because I know a lot of people did or didn't like Charlie.
Yeah, a lot of people were celebrating.
Yeah, and that's sad.
Sick fuck.
I don't know why you would celebrate a death like that, but that really bothers me.
Bothers me too.
But anyway, guys, this will wrap up our conspiracy theory show.
Fun episode.
It was a fun episode. I hope you all like it. Mike admitted he likes it when Ed draws. We'll see what happens. Y'all, we do have 2 episodes before our season finale. It'll be 3 parts. We will have a special guest host.
You'll understand why there's 3 parts later.
And you will understand why there's 3 parts later. We will give you a sneak peek into the next 2 episodes. Yours truly here and your co-host here beside each other, we are going to be interviewing each other in the next 2 episodes. We're going to have to do a coin flip to see who goes first or who goes last.
I'll do a coin flip. I pick tails.
Yeah, he's going to pick tails. We'll see what happens. So the next episode, we will see who interviews one another. You all want to get to know your host better. That's what's going to happen in the next 2 episodes. You all have a wonderful time with this.
Yeah.
Please like, subscribe, email us, contact us, comment us, hit us up.
Mike needs another beer.
Have a good one. You all have a good one.